Yeah, pretty much, Oshu. Hi, Yazu. How's it going? Alrighty, do I have game audio? I do. Cool. Sugi! Thank you for the subscription to Lobotomy Corp to Live Moon. I don't know if that's how that works. And Yazu, thank you for the resubscription for 36 months. Much appreciated. Saw me pop indeed. Alrighty. Yeah, okay, that's just game audio. So we are playing on the same save file that I've been playing on. If you live on your corp till you mooned, you'd probably be in a toxic relationship. Yeah, probably. Alrighty, yeah. So I'm gonna be keeping the cheats mod itself on, but I'm going to be disabling all the cheats for now. Leave it all at default values. And we're gonna try this legitimately, and if I eventually just get way too frustrated to continue, I will turn on the cheats and cheese it. But we're gonna see how far we can get without that in the next 2 hours. Yeah. I've been nervous about this for a while. Part of the problem is I've been rushing through the save file, so I'm not actually that familiar with most of the Abno's gimmicks. So anything that prevents me from pausing time to read stuff is gonna be awful. I can explain the white ordeals because you're lazy. Fair enough. I guess we'll see. See what happens. Rather than you ever were. Yeah. Woo, okay. We do need to gear up the architecture team. Let's see, do we have anyone we want to kidnap for that team, or do we want to hire new people? Take a bit to look at management tips on the admins you're not too familiar with. That's almost all of them, though. So, yeah. Doesn't help that it's been a couple months since I've played on the save file. So we're just gonna do it until they force us to send people to them, and then I'll read up on them. That's right, you can ignore anything under HE, yeah. Exactly. That does help. Now let's see. Funeral Dove Butterflies. Kind of Fortitude 3 or lower, Injustice 3 or higher. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Red Shoes, Temperance 3 or higher. Get a good result. Simple enough. Understand the body escapes to too many people die, and Little Prince can be a problem if you don't cycle who works on it. That's right. I remember that. Warm-hearted Woodsman. He's Temperance 2 or lower. Yeah. I guess I could hire someone specifically for that. Night of Despair. If the person who has the blessing dies, bad things happen, yeah. Black Swan. When people die, panic, or multiple avenues escape, it changes. You wear this for longer than 30 seconds, bad things happen. And if it escapes, bad things happen. Yeah, they're right next to each other, which is not ideal. Bad Wolf mostly just doesn't like anyone who works with the Huntress. Red Riding Hood, whatever. You have Queen of Hatred. That's another Limbus Company reference, right? With Don getting that alt. Yeah, which is when there's a meltdown without employees dying, she gets upset. That's gonna be fun. Yeah. She helps you in the previous mission to fight against the Night of Despair. Nice. Invasion actually was made specifically by Dawn, but due to time singularities, ended up in Lobotomy Corp first. Interesting. So they've retconned that, or I guess not technically retconned. Cool, that's fun. Firebird. When Abnos escape, it's bad. And pretty much no matter what you do, Q counter can lower. But less likely if you get a neutral result. Best way to deal with Queen of Ages, have someone work with her and trigger the meltdown not long before it ends. Yeah, let's see if I can remember how to do that timing. Riding Hood. Yeah, don't work with the wolf. Doesn't like Abnos escaping. No one likes Abnos escaping. We've got a bunch of things that trigger off of Abnos escaping. Queen Bee is just get a good result or bad things happen. Oh yeah, and when you work with it, you get spores. And when you die, you explode. So why there is no specific challenge on the day, so you can take your time. Makes sense. Flesh idol. That's why you gotta be very specific. You gotta be between 21 seconds and 90 seconds. And then this one, you can work with high-level employees, but you lose the employee that activates it. Which we do still have the mod for invulnerable employees, so I wonder how that works. Might just make it a free usage. Counter lowered after 3 non-insight works were performed in a row. Back to the spores. You work with a different abnormality, then it cleanses it, maybe. And a ghost. Yeah, they did glitch out. That was fun. But they're not permanently dead, I don't think. They just, yeah, are not usable for the rest of the day, which is fair. Worrying too much caused them to transform into the prince. Spores. People with panic will try to enter it. Okay, there's a lot going on there. Hopefully it's fine. And Burrowing Heaven, which is the one where you have to look at it. How something that looks so cute, so annoying. Yeah. Yeah, so just always look at it. Alephs. We've got... We don't have that many, honestly. Blue Star, which is basically just work with a high-level employee and you're fine. Don't take more than 60 seconds. Anyway, they should have the same avenue twice in architecture. Oh yeah, the poll was weird. Possibly glitched out a bit. Worst Aleph? I don't mind Blue Star, actually, because as long as you don't use low-level employees on it, it's basically just free. But if you use low-level employees on it, it's basically just free. Yeah, Silent Orchestra is super annoying, because that takes away your quota. Unless you, like, drop everything else to go suppress it. Like, otherwise it'd be very easy to just avoid it, but if it escapes suddenly, you got to drop everything else and have everyone go suppress. Don't die when working with it, don't be wounded. Don't get a bad result. Town employees die, he freaks out. And it will take over corpses to heal. Or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, for Blue Star, I just always had rank 5 employees with all stats maxed on hand to throw at it. Which, okay. Have some backup with Aleph gear that we can throw down here. Yeah, we got 2 people up here. Congratulations, Max, you've been promoted. And then... Oh, hi, Lurker. How's it going? It's been a bit. How you doing? Poyo! Can't hire a new employee. Alright, we can max out stats now. That's fun. Congratulations, you get to be the new chief.
It's no use!
It's no use, indeed. Do we have everyone assigned? And we don't have anyone else in the inventory. That's fun. So we're just gonna have 2 open slots somewhere. I guess we should do that in the upper levels then. Let me grab... I can put Max back in there, actually. Instead of being 3 in a row, or 2 in a row with an empty gap where a third redeem could fit. Weird. Thanks, Rich Bug. Doing okay? I died in the heat wave and your stomach is having several arguments with you. I'm sorry to hear that, Lurker. Yeah, it is quite hot in the northern hemisphere right now. I'm sorry you're all having to deal with that. It's hot here too, but our air conditioner's running pretty strong. That's not the end of the world for me. Let's see. You know what, I kind of just want to throw... You know, I just put this person in. People are already geared up down there, so I don't have to worry about redistributing. I only have WAW weapon. Velasquez and Max, why don't you both go down there? And then someone from this team, maybe? Mason's the department head, so not that. River. There we go. And then I can backfill extraction. And grab some from disciplinary too. Yeah, why do you have a riot stick? What's up with that? Well, let's reconfigure those. That's all Olive weapons spoken for. I'll give the weapon to someone else, probably. That would do it. Okay. We all geared up. You're not. Okay. You can take any of these, really. Zuvia is pretty good. And you can take Ecstasy, sure. Why not? And then Elena still needs armor. Cool. That'll work. Hopefully. That should be everyone with top tier gear, basically. WW or Aleph gear. Yep, cool. Alright, Midnight of White and meet energy quota. I guess we'll see how it goes. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, yeah, there's that office from the cutscene. We got a pool of dripping blood with closed eyes, and also a pool of dripping blood with closed eyes. We did in fact get a duplicate abnormality. So how does research work with this then? Do we have to research each one independently? Double bloodbath. That is indeed a bloodbath. That checks out. So my microphone is speaking. What's up with that? Is that better? A little better, I think. Can't tell. Stop. Dawn of White, Noon of White, Dusk of White, Midnight of White. A bit of lore at the end of its text thing. Noted. Power of science, indeed. Okay. Yep. We'll just try instinct work. What's the worst that could happen? Game sound is too high compared to your voice. Yeah, it's so loud. Let me just turn down the game audio overall. So freaking loud. I like warning too. I just get annoyed when it plays when it's not panic time. Or it only plays when it's actually time to panic. Okay, getting mostly positive results here at least. Oh, there's just all black hallway. That's supposed to be like that? Or if that hallway just didn't load properly. It is? Okay. Fun. The door's still visible. Okay. Mirabelle at low 142 completed the work process, hands stretched out, and dragged Mirabelle into its depths. Now curve with an agent at level 1 temperance. The land surfaced after it absorbed an employee. As the number of hands increased, the number of boxes produced also increased. As 3 hands safety, the next worker cannot be guaranteed. Absorb employees regardless of the worker's ultra virtue levels. So basically, you can sacrifice level 1 employees to it to boost its results. Cool. Now we gotta find a work type, so that one seemed pretty good. If I look at this one, is it? Yeah, okay, so it's unlocking the research for both. That makes sense. I'm pretty sure that's how it is coded. Is that the research boxes are separate from the actual abnormality instance in the level. What I don't know is possibly if logic is trying to look for this particular abnormality, it may be somewhat random which one it finds. Okay, attachment work is slightly better. Cool. I can do that. And speed up, sorry. We're gonna go slowish, because I don't know when another abnormality is gonna freak out, and I'm not gonna have the right setup for it. It is indeed a bloodbath. I'm wondering, you need to actively pay attention as Queen of Hatred when you're close to meltdown level. Yeah. Keep an eye on that. Look at the end of the Abno story. I regret not realizing to ask her why she needed that industrial. Oh no, it starts with the italicized stuff, doesn't it? No easy feat to cut one's wrist with a sane mind. A strong will is needed with the result of making multiple attempts. Only when it's sliced, as if one is simply cutting a mere slab of meat, can they achieve this. When yearns through death, that much can they succeed. That's dark. I regret not realizing to ask her why she needed that industrial knife. I really regret not realizing that she was hiding her wrists with long sleeves. I regret not realizing that she always took extra care to hide them whenever I spoke with her. I regret not realizing that I never heard her cheer for laughter anymore, and she roamed around the company with lifeless eyes more and more often. Yeah, so someone is not having a good time. The bit at the end of Snow Queen's story relates to the story. Makes sense. As an abnologue, why not? It's to reward people who are going through and reading everything, I would assume. The lore heads. Alright. Thankfully this is just a theft, so it should be pretty quick to farm all the boxes. And then we can focus on quota. Although we have to get through the midnight ordeal anyway, so I don't know how much we're gonna have to worry about quota. And it looks like, unless the white ordeals change the overloads, it looks like Bloodbath is the only one that can overload. It is kind of funny. I don't know which one will overload, though. And it's like you saying in Limbus, he uses attacks to keep putting down notes. Could be. Yeah, one got its name, but not the other. Yeah, probably. The code is probably like, oh, we need to update the displayed name when you research the info. And it just found the first one and updated that one. Not expecting there to be two. It would be very wasteful to update the name like every frame to check if it's been researched or not. Usually it only gets updated when there's a trigger like that. The bloodbath's in here. Yep. Plural. That's it for the armor. We need 44 more, 43, sorry, 40, yes, 43 more boxes for the weapons. Last info, you need to add a paragraph to the story. I see. Can't even imagine how painful it would be to cut your wrist. Found out that the only reason she could manage to do something like that was she cut her straight through. We always popped open a bottle of wine every time we succeeded. It became one of our customs. She told us that it only took one slight misstep to fall into an indifferent habit if we got too used to success. Thus, we should always smile, rejoice, and celebrate every little thing in the wake of success. We should never neglect failure, as success can be born from a pile of failures. I saw the latticework of scars on her wrist. I was reminded of her wine cabinet. I used up so many of the bottles, there was only one left. That day, I popped the cork off the last one. Celebrating a bittersweet success, I would assume. Or maybe a very traumatic success, more so than bittersweet. Only after she was gone. I would assume that's all Carmen that it's talking about. And she seems to be the central female figure of the story. Yeah. Makes sense. Okay. Now we just need a quota and deal with Queen of Hatred. The car has multiple men, actually, yeah. They found her dead in the bathtub. That's right. Slit wrists. Yikes. Makes sense. And then proceeded to, cause a time loop and create an AI of her and a whole bunch of other things. Okay. Yeah, so generating 16 boxes, raise the Q counter. So we need to have someone already be close to 16. You get a good result, yeah, okay. And then we trigger the meltdown, which puts her into the state, and then immediately gets cured. Yeah, makes sense. Alright, blue star. Not invincible anymore, but I think I'm still fine, as long as they survive the damage. You do white damage, you're... Yeah, Paradise Lost, okay, you're fine. Biggest retcon of the game is that Queen of Hatred has 5 fingers in Limbus with 4 in Lobocorp and Ruina. Oh wow, that is completely ruined. That's a major inconsistency. How dare they have so little respect for the lore. Okay, so then I will want to... I got 2 work items remaining. So I will want to put someone on Queen of Hatred now, and then have someone else trigger Blue Star again. And then have someone ready to go work Bloodbath. I think that is the order of operations here. But McKenna... Also is Paradise Lost, yeah. Okay, so I do that. And as having a Q counter, you have like 2 minutes to deal with it anyway, yeah, so not at all stressful. And who can work Blue Star again? I guess I can send Hunter down. Oh yeah, I was having McKenna do both. That's right. But we need to have separate people. A little bit dicier with Hunter, but might be fine. I don't actually want them to work it here. I just want them to be in the room. So they're ready to go. Yeah. I could have just selected the room, but I was already on the screen. Figured to just catch them once they entered. Okay. And we have to have 16 or more, yeah. We had 16, now we work. I get the timing right. Yeah, okay, cool. Oh. Well, cheers. Interesting. Guess I can do that. Welcome to architecture where nothing is sacred. Yeah, sounds about right. Cool. Architecture is the only place that can't melt down. Ah. So what you're saying is I needed to roll Plague Doctor and then move all of the dangerous abnos down to architecture. Because it's considered to suffer a meltdown, so it's perpetually a meltdown. That makes sense. Of course, yeah, expert strats. Okay. Yeah, if I was in a rush, I could probably be farming other abnos, but... Blue Star is safe. is a weird thing to say, but it's true. And if I spend too many cycles farming, like, Zayn and Teth, then it's gonna advance through the ordeals quicker. And I may not be close to quota by the time I get to the end. Quota is getting pretty high. 1680. So wait until it gets to like minus 16, minus 20, and then switch to farming safe WAWs. Except for Queen of Hatred, because we need to be able to have a high success rate on that last work session. Yeah, Hunter's too weak to run through there again. Black Swan. As long as it's a good result, you're fine, right? Yeah. Do that. Block as a tool. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that one. Yen. I think as long as it's a good result, it's fine. Also very creepy. Nice. I would hope so after all the work I would have to go into that. Bad Wolf. Yeah, just don't mix. Should be no problem at all since they're different departments. Firebird. Right, you're picky. Want a neutral result, we'll skip you. Riding Hood. Is fine. Everything's having to do with other people escaping or being requested. Queen Bee. Just get a good result. And, don't die to the spores. Oh, hydrate. I don't have any water. It'll be fine. We're not streaming that long. This isn't super dialogue heavy either. Now respecting redeems, yep. I don't... Part of the problem is I'm out of bottled water, and I don't trust the tap water in this house. So I would have to order something or go to the grocery store. So yeah. It's complicated. Go do that quickly. It is like 10-minute drive to the nearest grocery store. It would not be quick. Yeah, Forsaken Murder is so loud. Oh yeah, old lady. Fine. European mind cannot comprehend that. And it's gonna be super crowded on a weekend. Takes a while to check out. Hey, Sugi. Sending Sugi to work with King of Greed. No grocery store in the small town, that would do it. Oh no. Burrowing Heaven is fine as long as we're looking at it, I think. Yeah. Not great to do in a pinch. King Greed is supposed to be a fish in its escape form. Interesting. Yeah, isn't there that folktale about like the greedy fish or whatever? How to punish molten love? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. I got it once and then promptly re-rolled. This is still my first playthrough. Well, yeah. Technically still my first playthrough. With 1 day 1 reset. Don't panic. Don't have low temperance. Don't let it escape. I think it's safe to work. Kind of horrifying looking. Take a little bit of extra damage from white. What do you do? Big reduce damage. Let's go with that. And I'm worried about Little Prince's spores. We'll ignore that one. So it makes you uncomfortable? Yeah. Same. Okay, none of you died from the bee stuff, right? You look fine. Okay, we're getting close to the ordeal. Which I know nothing about, and Yahazu will not spoil. So I guess we'll see how those go. I have no idea what to expect. So you won't spoil, so you're too lazy to. I guess that's fair. Still, point being, we are going into this blind. Oh yeah, nameless fetus exists. Forgot about that. Now there's 4 different things that can show up. That's horrifying. Guess we'll see how it goes. You're picky, not Firebird. Do Riding Hood again. I know I'm going slow. That's the only way I'm going to be able to keep track of what's going on. My brain no worky. Okay, we got 2 work items left, which means we're back here. Just vibing? Alright, cool. If it takes us 2 or 3 hours to challenge this day, so be it. Really wish I could tell people to be in specific parts of the hallway. I'm just kind of not on the right side right now. Okay, that's probably good enough. That was right next to the door. Okay, now we can go. Alright. A request. Not a smile about his ego gift? Yeah. Red Fixer. Is there any more? Only 1 for Dawn. That seems suspicious. It is immune to red damage. Looks like it's charging something it probably is and you want to leave. Okay. Can I death ball this? I want to death ball this. Probably don't want to go in that direction. There's one little guy. How bad could it be? Our deals is 4 fixers, 1 for each damage type. They spawn randomly, 1 for dawn, 2 for noon, 3 for dusk, and all 4 plus a boss for midnight. Oh boy. And they all work very differently, which is why you don't feel like giving explanations. Fair enough. Feel free to refer to the wiki, though. One of those kinds of fights. Okay, well, we've got a red fixer. This is when it's appropriate to have a trumpet playing, I think. Alright, the fixers. Red fixer. Short blast, blade. Big AoE attack. Big charge beam. Oh boy. Okay. Everyone can and will wreck anyone on its path. Yeah, I'm seeing that. We do not have Apocalypse Bird. That is true. Alright, Hunter, get up here. Alright, here it comes. Yeah, I think we want to get it into a small hallway so we can reposition everyone. Oh. Up. Wrong direction. Up. Yep, everyone's dead. Well, not everyone. A couple people are dead. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 people are dead. Yep. Cool, cool, cool. Huh. So that's where I should have repositioned everyone to the other side. That makes sense. To have someone durable enough to stall minus smelling bodies, increase ability for removing corpses, makes sense. Yeah. Instead of bringing out the big guns for this, yep, that would do it. Okay, Well, it is going to get increasingly more difficult to finish this with more people dead, but we will continue to see what else we can learn, even if we fail this attempt. Yeah, see, like, at least the red fixer seems relatively straightforward. It's just, requires a little bit of micro. Anyone else panicking? No, okay. Oh, yes. They're just hard to see with everyone else in the way. Okay, let's move everyone out of the room so the people who are panicking are visible. What? The noise. Okay. Oh, is that what that was? That's unfortunate. More people are panicking? Broke their own neck. That would explain the crunching sound. Yeah. They don't get hit by the beam. Not a good idea. I need to select Micah so we can press. There we go. Oh, speed damage to everyone in the room. That would do it. Okay. I think that's everyone. Oh, what's going on? Oh. Queen of Hatred and Smiling Bodies are having a go of it. Very cool. This is probably fine. I don't think you're winning that fight. Maybe. Miku Miku Beam! Phew. That didn't actually do all that much damage. Lock resistant, possibly. No, this is fine. I guess you already have everyone else deathballing. Might as well. Instead of all the clerks are dead, all the clerks are dead. That is true. No more clerk bodies to eat here. Does she get mad if you steal her kill? That sounds like a thing. Voluntarily helped with Trump level 2. If 20% of the employees die while help is provided, will change. It doesn't say anything in there. Tiny elevator. Let's go. Alright, we only lost one extra employee there. Good job, guys. We've cleared the dawn ordeal. Only 3 more to go. Really into the elevator and died immediately. Yep. That clerk is fine. See, they're alive. They're moving. Alright, everyone, back to work. Business is normal. There's always all these things about, like, you know, wouldn't it be neat to live in the world of the last video game you played or something? And I'm like, no. If I was in the world of Lobotomy Corporation, I would not last long. If you're a regular nest denizen, you'd be fine. But I mean, odds are I'd be, like, living on the streets or something, right? I'll still die horribly, but in relative comfort. Yeah. Still. Not a good world to live in. Overall, I have to say. Need a piece of paper. Car is currently in the shop. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. I can't drive to the grocery store because my car is at the mechanic. Which is inconvenient. You have an exploitable skill in the as a capitalist. You be offered minor protection. Isn't the Project Universe wholesome? Yep. I mean, it's very... it would be cyberpunk, except I feel like they also have a lot of, like, other aesthetics mixed in. But they definitely have the hyper-capitalism of cyberpunk. Corporations controlling everything. It's mixed in with a fair amount of Eldritch Horror, too. Protected by the index, you just have to evade a scrap of paper. One of the dudes in the Dream of Black Swan changed. They're fine. They're fine. No big deal. Honestly, I don't know much of the Project Moon lore outside of what's in Lobotomy Corporation and the random snippets I've gotten from reading your Limbus Company discussions. Mostly in Oshu's Discord. And the Lobotomy Corporation, their creepy in Library Aruna. I will play through that at some point. Well, I might develop a cheats mod for that one too, if need be. CIA document season is a fun time for your Discord, yep. You need to shoot into like the last 2 floors. We'll see. At least it's turn-based. My main problem with Lobotomy Corporation consistently is having to do a lot of stuff in real time. So, it not being real time will make me enjoy it a lot more, I think. Moment to moment. And then a Vinny Bookyo chain to cut on farming. That makes sense. Yeah, especially for a stream game, I don't like playing a game with a lot of grinding. The model lets specifically target mass attacks. I don't remember a problem with that. Noted. What's everyone wish for? The dreaming current can live here forever. It's kind of some low rolls even while looking at it. Limus was Protomoon's first gotcha game, but really it was book printing and library ruina. Makes sense. I mean, even the Abnos in Lobotomy Corporation are kind of a gotcha. Actually, that would be kind of fun. Making a mod that turns Lobotomy Corporation into a pseudo gotcha. Where, like, you've got, like, infinite play with daily quests. And then you can roll in the banner to get... to get new Abnos for your facility. The gameplay wouldn't be all that interesting, but you could still turn it into one. Into a gotcha, I feel like. Green Devouring Silt Current. Nice, nice. We're getting close to meltdown time. Queen of Hatred is vibing. I wonder what the break room looks like. There is a single water cooler. She's so happy. It's great. And a bunch of deaths, you probably don't need to worry about her. Yeah. You attack the water cooler. I love the randomness of Deltarune sometimes. Quite fun. Okay. At least we don't have that many Aleph, so the odds of the one meltdown being something actually dangerous is relatively low, really. People are playing Undertale having their minds blown because the water cooler model's already there after the Undyne chase. That's right, it is. I forgot about that. Here we go. Okay, what's melting down? One sin. Okay, I can do one sin. Good old Orga. Deltarune's version of Monster Hit is Monster Teen. Relatively low danger, Hawk said. Seconds before exploding. Yeah, that's pretty much just Lobotomy Corporation. It's a tough ask, Hawk. Yeah, I know. One sin. Truly the final boss of Lobotomy Corporation. I do enjoy how it is related to one of the hardest optional bosses in Lobotomy Corporation, though. And it's fun. He can kill an angel, that is true. One of the red eyes of Benedict's Virtue is so powerful and she's just using 2 of the weakest Edno's gear. She just that good? Okay, we're actually doing pretty good on quota. Maybe I'll just stall and focus on your deals after this. Their woman and her suitor Zayn. Still really strong. Nice. Dum, 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 dum. So intense. Too lazy to remember the word type references. I just keep clicking around until I find the right one. Means he took more and dealt less damage to Night of Despair. It's WW, yeah. His attack asking your weapon to shut up. Both of you shut up, it's a great skill. Nice. That is a fun gimmick. Fun name. Nice story about her telling one sin to stop being so pretentious and holy, and telling Red Eye to stop bothering her to go eat things. I mean, one sin is literally there to judge your sins. That's just kind of what it does. See, Blue Star's fine. Nothing to be scared of. Alright, any others that are still -4? And Riding Hood. And we haven't done burrowing either. Does Star even have a good result? Yeah, 28 out of 33. So you can get a most 5 bad flips out of all those. And one more work session, and then we have just 2 more left. I'm watching you. Work whatever, you're almost at the quota, yeah. So after this meltdown, we'll switch to farming 0 danger ones instead of low danger ones. And then inevitably we'll get totally wiped by the next ordeal and have to start it all over again. That's just how this works. That's the Lobotomy Corporation. There we go. Big Woolly Bad Wolf and Red Riding Hood Mercenary on the upper ring wall for gifts and boots. I feel like you do something fun with the interaction between those two. I do enjoy the paired Abnos. Yeah, okay. Looks so silly, and then he eats people. Yep, horrifying. You know, whatever, just, holy shit, she's so cool. I know some people get sick of how prevalent they've been recently, but I do love it when they take, like, a classic damsel in distress and turn them into a badass. It's a fun trope. Okay, what do we got? That it? That's it. Behavioral adjustment. Okay, I can do a tool. Probably. Yeah, just return after 30 seconds. Nicholas, go grab that. Okay, noon ordeal coming up. That's why I really wish I had midday checkpoints. Okay, we just need to remember to return that. So there's a chance of saving them if they panic. Because that impacts HP, I think. Mental health, which is already pretty weak. It went up soon. All I'm gonna say is if Black Punch shows up, you want to kill it fast. Yeah, we'll find out. I will probably try to Death Ball again. And it depends on what we roll. Remaster expansion of Lobotomy Corp would be nice. Yeah, definitely not in their budget for right now, I imagine, but... I got a lot of stuff in here. I could definitely see them doing a revival at some point. I think this would be a good fit for one of those, like, low-budget sequels. You know, where you keep a lot of the game content from the original game still in, but then you add a new storyline and a bunch of new Abnos and stuff. Improve a lot of the gameplay mechanics. Kind of like that direct-to-TV movie types of sequels. Yeah, so just good results, and try not to die if she explodes. Orga should be fine. And I remember the puppy being oddly terrifying. Today, Woe's instinct worked the most. Please don't do work other than instinct with him, or else the quill counter will have a medium probability of lowering. That should be fine. Because the other ones up here are Spider Bud and Old Lady, which are just a pain. So we'll stick with these. Stay in the room. Okay, one more, and then we do have to worry about hatred. Okay. Everyone go move into the Death Ball room. And they're these quick. That sounds concerning. Night of Despair. Classic. Got all the magical girls here. Yep, just at his welfare. Okay. I'll send someone down to do greed. Or sorry, hatred. All of the deadly sins. And then send Orga up to do 1 sin, so that should go really quick and he can come back to join in. Stay in the room. At least I can still pause. Okay. What do we got? We have Black Fixer and White Fixer. I assume it's just those two. I'm gonna look up what those do. In the world with the power of magical girls and capitalism, yay! Good architecture. Unless it's our event involving carbon, not being close to meltdown would be cool. Your dungeon pack for the current welfare guest is one of the void to Earth bodies as an ego gift. Arch Black would be what I would do. Makes sense. And we will probably do that, but let me see what they got. Okay, White Fixer. Pretty design. Has long cooldowns but high damage. Does not chase. And slows. The unity with white is their shield and their charged attack. Charges weapon with fires laser upwards. Smoke that slows. And then they'll turn the laser in a white arc, affecting the large area at the same smoke until stopping. Every time it reaches 70%, 40%, or 10% max HP, it raises weapon like a shield and enters a operating position, reflecting all damage back to its attackers. Oh, jeez. It will occur when damage is reflected. Yeah, I have a feeling people are just gonna instantly murder themselves. Let's see how it goes. Black Fixer. The hammer. Deal 50 black damage with the hammer combo. And in a hallway of abnormalities, it do a hammer attack that depletes the kick under all abnos. On death, it overloads everything. Or no, it melts down everything. That's horrifying. Don't forget you have shield bullets, that's right, we should use those. I did forget. Okay. Yes, so we do want to rush black, it sounds like. It does black damage, go figure. White Fixer is probably fine to ignore. for now, as long as we don't get hit by beam attack. It sounds like it only attacks if a employee is in the room. And only attacks if there are employees in the room, so if we just ignore them, we should be able to deal with them at our own pace. Careful with the beam because it takes a lot of space. Yeah. See if we can bait them into the elevator or something so we can dodge quickly. So Smiling Bodies and Nameless Heat Fetus are both in this room. So that's a problem. Okay. We're all the way up here. I guess just rush to this hallway real quick. Or elevator. Let's grab Orga when Orga finishes. As soon as we have a critical mass of people. Alright, that'll work. Black damage bullet. Charge. Here it goes. Victor's down, now just focus on suppression. Okay. No one's dead yet, but we do have to deal with the fetus. It does increase counters of nearby abnos while it's crying. So it's gonna cause amount of smiling bodies to keep escaping. Up. Okay, okay. You know, only one employee dying. So be it. Mason. That is unfortunately one of my rank 5 employees. That Gold Rush's weapon. That's unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Oh, and it's still melting down, is it? Okay. Just get a good result now. Yeah, Johnson, take care of it. Yeah, it was a acceptable sacrifice. Okay, everyone else is queued up. White is just chilling. Kind of wanted to be out of that section anyway. I went further than you did on your first try. Well, I am looking up their abilities on the wiki. I think that helps some. Oh. What's your deal? Just ran to go kill those employees and then left. Having fun there? Give it there's deaths, probably something like that, yeah. Counter decreases every time an abnormality escapes. We didn't suppress, oh, jeez. Yep, that is, that's that. Yeah, others breaching caused her to breach. Go halfway across the facility to dodge it, jeez. I wonder if Riding Hood will attack it. After all the clerks are dead. And in that direction. Oh, they ran past each other, dang it. We didn't need clerks anyway. Come on, attack each other. Yes! What? Oh. Just took a long time going through the door. Here, you know what? Let's, go down there to that elevator so we're even further away in case Fixer does the AoE attack again. Dang, not a lot of damage. There's the invulnerability state. Reflecting damage. Nice. She might actually be able to do it. Maybe I'll just let them fight. Almost down to half HP already. Alright, don't stand in the fog. Bad idea. Okay, it doesn't last long. That's fine. You can pay her quota to send her on something? That's true. But why do that when she can do it for free? You just let her escape first. That's true, though. We are pretty close to quota, so we probably could afford to. I guess they're at least theoretically on the same power scale. And there's the reflect. Now, the enemy health bars don't stack the way that the employee ones do. I wonder if I can make the mod do that. And I think it has one more invulnerability phase at 100 HP. Oh, gotta stop to kill the clerk first. Yep. And 10% of HP. It's like it takes her a second to activate the... Or I don't know if it's a guy or a girl. It takes them a second to activate the defense ability. So you might be able to overkill them to finish them off with 100 HP. Need a lot of burst damage, though. Okay, there we go. Noon of White done. Type of damage do you do? Red. Blood of Angry Men. Are you gonna attack my agents? Pretty sure they will F you up. I'll just some clerks. I mean, given that smiling bodies exist, I guess it'll sleep those corpses. No. They don't despawn. I suppose that could be a problem. On the other hand, do I just let it breach now while the quota's hit? Let all the clerks die so they're no longer vulnerable there. They're already eating most of the bodies in here, so we can cut them off. They're just wandering. I don't think they're actually hunting clerks. That's true, we can't speed up. I'd rather deal with smiling bodies escaping now rather than while we're also trying to deal with some fixers or something. Really doesn't want to go to welfare, yeah. That's true, I forgot I can check the Department X to see how many clerks are alive. Alright, I guess we will suppress. The Horde. Yep, it removes them from the game, but it doesn't actually call the function that normally runs when they die. Which is nice. Oh, right. I forgot about the wolf. Okay, do you do anything while you're escaping? I'm pretty sure she wouldn't react well to being sent after the wolf. Just a hunch. Hit him! Oh, that's a lot of HP. They're fast. Can become smoke to flee like that? Makes sense. Looks like that may just be a marker of where they're running to, yeah. Jeez, stop running! Trying to kill you. Being very inconsiderate. Looks kind of like a ferret. That's true, actually, yeah. Death falling wasn't the most effective way to handle things. Yeah. I feel like if there were smaller, more powerful squads, like more like XCOM style, it would be nicer, but it's not really how the game is designed. And it's so awkward selecting individual people. No. Who's under the spell? I don't know. Order's purple, that's right. Angelina's in there somewhere. Click on the name. No, I can't. Up. Okay, there we go. Now stop running. Damn it. 32 HP. This is really frustrating to suppress. I guess you could try to, like, preemptively throw people in all the rooms and just let them fight in groups, but... We did it? Okay, we did it. This Quinn's really happy. Yay! Okay. Back to normal for a little bit. I don't know where the meltdowns are going to hit. It's a failed Kickstarter game. They took the critiques and did it with whatever money they had. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of content in this game for an indie game. It's very ambitious. I think it's impressive. For not a particularly large studio. Yeah, they definitely punch above their weight. You know, the damage types of rings where you just want your big dudes to be beating stuff up and your weird dudes to be hanging back. Yeah. Like, if people aren't rank 5 employees with Aleph or WW gear, you just want them to sit in a corner and never touch anything ever. So they're almost just a liability to exist. Okay, why have you gone home? Where are you from? Extraction. Oh, I guess I just never clicked on that button. Whoops. Like, I was exactly just that group because I've clicked on all the other buttons. And only 2 people left from your department. Whoops. That's fine. We didn't need them anyway. Hey, Bong Bong from Records. I saw you one of these past streams, I think, right? Maybe one of your alt accounts, but I've definitely seen you. Everyone getting killed? Yeah, don't worry about it. First time doing white ordeals. I'm learning a lot. Alright, we can speed it up a little bit. From extraction? Probably. So intense. Is anything but records or extraction? It's on Twitch and it is in your account. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was extraction. Sounds right. That was a while ago, though. I haven't been streaming Lobotomy Corp in a while. It's been long series of personal stuff, not issues necessarily, stuff coming up. So I've just been sticking to my main streams, which have been the Sonic Marathon. But now hopefully we're finally getting back into it. We can try to finish the game. Really preparing yourself to get really fucked by the game all over again. Yeah. It is a very difficult, very punishing game. I did develop a cheats mod so that I could still make progress in the game without feeling so wrecked over everything. But I'm gonna try to do this week's boss rush without the cheats mod first, and then we'll see if we need to activate it. Just the game with Kaizo and Wonder Labs to make the Abnos fresh and harder. That sounds intense. And that's probably going to be good enough. Yeah, there we go, 16. Am I too slow? No, just barely in time, okay. Hopefully. Mentioning wanting to be able to save midday, how hard would a save state mode be to make? Unfortunately, pretty difficult. A lot of the Abnos have their own, like, internal flags for when conditions have been met for them to escape and that sort of thing, and it's really hard to save that data because it wasn't designed to be savable. So unfortunately pretty difficult. Probably possible, but there would be a lot of little bugs and issues that would come up that would have to be addressed one by one. Yeah, be cool though. Well, unable to do pale damage. That's horrifying. Manager complained to me that their place kept dying, so I asked them what they were doing, and they said they just deathballed and then went to B9 and asked for new employees, and I said, sounds like you're just feeding the Admiral's employees, and the manager cried. Yep, that's Lobotomy Corporation, honestly. Okay, Dreaming Current. Yeah, you just need a good result and you're fine, pretty sure. Yep. Just don't panic. Don't panic. I'm panicking, but don't panic. Okay, researcher. Not within 30 seconds, not without doing some kind of work. I can do that. Bong bong, perfect. Perfect timing. Take those notes. Panic, you got a boss. Yep, that's exactly what I'm saying. Nicholas, you've got this item still. I forgot to return it. Why don't you go return that? But it's definitely been more than 30 seconds. I'll take the notes. Ugh. I seriously wonder if I have some kind of, like, heart condition or something, because, like, I cannot handle stressful situations in games like this very well at all. Emotes on white bean has thick thighs. There you go. So true. Yeah, just work one sin, how about? How the admins work? Yeah. And do all this essential research. Guys, in your Project Moon game, everyone wants to be built like a pencil. There's the art style, right? Pretty much what it comes down to. When his art is everyone 60% leg. Nice. That's a fun art style. Okay, so just gotta wait 30 seconds to return it. In the meantime, we can get closer to the Dusk Ordeal. You were fine, right? Yeah, totally fine. Only missed 2 boxes. Yeah, I shouldn't have been worried about the quota. We're totally fine. Long before we get to the Midnight Ordeal. So I shouldn't lose ego when people die, right? That was one of the perks. You need to get to Midnight Quota really than a problem, yeah. I'm just so used to panicking over the quota. A word for us, everyone Maltine. Yeah, that's what I thought. It'll be fine until you need to wrap at the midnight, and double so if you need to send out the Merc. That's true, those are options. And I just get 25% quota, that's true. And assuming the day keeps continuing, we should be able to farm the rest, right? We don't have to beat midnight with that much quota remaining. Okay. Time to, prep. So this should be 3 fixers. That's gonna really fuck me, yeah. That is how this game works. How do you know, but you never say to look. Understandable. Yep, okay. We need to do Queen of Hatred rotation. And then we trigger Dusk. Oh, so Dusk is all 4, okay. So we'll need to find the black one and rush. Red, we need a micro, but otherwise is doable. White, same thing. Okay, so rush black, and then we can prioritize... Is it pale teleports? Let me read up on this. And that's a lot of damage. Oof. It is not found in employees after 25 to 35 seconds of roaming. It teleports to a random employee. Okay. So yeah, I think we prioritize black, then pale, then micro the other two. And then see if we still have enough employees left to attempt midnight. Okay. We should probably throw people in an elevator. We can bullet them. I think black is the most annoying, yeah, with the overloads. Okay. Oh, it fails that it hurts. Yep. So preemptively black shield. And we'll be prepared to rush when it spawns in. Can't set Red Riding Hood in one of them, that's true, and that worked pretty well. Now the Rebel, so they're immune to red. Yeah, that would complicate things. Org up there. Harder than green, violet, and orange. Don't say that. It's fine. It'll be fine. Everything's fine. I am definitely not panicking internally already. Totally not. Most active and cheerful girl out of all the abnormalities. So true. Okay, here we go. White fixer's right here. Black fixer's just over there. That's not too bad. And there aren't that many dangerous avenues up on this level. Okay. We can probably ignore... Red fixture's there. Yeah, that did work pretty well last time, so I might just go ahead and do that. Can I not click on that? I guess not. I don't know why she's on fire. That's the thing, apparently. You're gonna die. You do have Paradise Lost and Hail Damage Weapon. But against the Pale Fixer, that's not gonna work. Why don't you run back to this elevator? Okay. Did we get the Black Fixer? I was not paying attention. Everyone's looking like they're not moving. Let's, Red and Pale are both in there. Let's try White. Oh, they're in the room transition, right. I was like, that was quick. Okay, and then we need to get to the other side of where they're facing, right? No, that's the other ones. This is, it just caused meltdowns in the department. That's fine. Yeah, none of these are... I guess Scorched Girl technically escapes, but whatever. Doesn't do that much damage. Okay, very few of our characters do Pale, so we can probably safely rush Pale Fixer. White Fixer's here. Yeah, Big AoE is gonna be really annoying. We trade a micro White Fixer maybe. Oh, Pale Fixer's here. Never mind. Bong Bong is dead. Rest in peace. And Mew is dead. Okay. That could have been worse. Here comes a mountain of smiling bodies. McKenna, that probably not something you can solo. You'd say they can? I mean, I guess we can have them start slowing it down. The damage type. Black. Okay. Give that a try then. Didn't go to plan and you went to hell instead, yep. Well, see, you're already in Lobotomy Corporation, which I think means you're already in hell. I think that's how that works. 4-1 is not really threatening, I guess that's fair. Okay, so we got the white and red fixers here. Red fixer... probably going to be less annoying, I would think. This is beyond hell. So true. I want to work Scorched Girl. I guess I can send someone. Just to avoid that escape. Okay, red fixer's here. We just have to make sure when it starts charging up an attack that we dodge to the other side. If we catch it in an elevator, that would be perfect. Not quite. Can't even see it. Okay. Get that way. Orga technically got hit by that. But it's probably fine. Where did they even go? They're back in this elevator, okay. Yeah, you're having fun time, don't worry about it. Where is Smiling Bodies? Where's my girl? Oh, there it is, yeah. Where is McKenna then? Chasing it. Okay, that makes sense. And why don't we just go ahead and suppress that while we're here? Okay. So that just leaves white. Let's regroup in this elevator. Yeah, we do have to worry about the reflection. That's gonna be annoying. We will end up killing ourselves quite quickly. Okay, where to go? Right there. So I can't talk to Riding Hood. There's 1 or 2 people for it so you can react. That's true, I guess we only have to send... Do we have anyone that's like hyper resistant to white damage? What is Orga's weapon? What's going on there? Tail Squad. That's possible. That's right, it does every type. I mean, I'm thinking... Now that I could probably solo it, but... Because it does all 4, that's right, yeah. I know what the damage thresholds are. I might be able to just burst and micro. But the AoE is going to be brutal. Yeah, we can't use shields. We have 17 of them, that's true. Okay. So the damage thresholds are 70, so 700, 400, 100. So as soon as we get close to those, I need to start rapid pausing. Okay, we can move the elevator first. She's in the elevator now. Evidence room for now. This might be fine, actually. Smaller than long always. Easier to dodge in. Okay. Everyone is bulleted. Okay, attack till hit 700 damage. Okay, now everyone leave. Okay, keep suppressing. We're 100. Okay, everyone leave again. Okay, attack again. $100. What do they do on death? Big smoke. Okay, makes sense. Let's just have some of our white resistant agents finish them off then, maybe. Everyone else can... There we go, okay. Yeah, midnight is next. Good fucking luck. Everything will be fine. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. Don't worry, Queen of Ages, you're not going further than the level, yeah. Ignore her, it's fine. Okay, so what is the Midnight Ordeal? Midnight Ordeal of the Claw. The Claw! Okay. So, high red damage. It has syringes that buff itself. Yeah, no, this sounds pretty scary, okay. Yeah, just massive red damage. Claw melee attack. And then it's got syringes. Use the orange one. It crouches down, charges at extremely high speed until it's seen to the facility to deal 100 red damage to anything in its path. Jeez. Blue syringe. Targets 8 random employees. Those are the basic troop sent by that had to get rid of something. It's meant to be terrifying. Makes sense. Or you can, if you deal 200 damage before it begins to attack, it's stunned. It's not too bad. I feel like we can probably manage 200 damage even with its resistances. Can't be Death Ball. You took a strong person, shove them full of drug. As you do. Green serum. It heals. Makes sense. When it gets low, does all three. Oof. Immune to all damage, and it does a ton of pale damage. Okay. So basically, orange, we have to dodge. Everything else we can stun. Stun him out of it, except for his ultimate attack. Where we have to have people enter the containment unit to not get targeted. Okay. I think I understand. Okay. I'm very nervous. That's a lot of damage. Very easy to party wipe. Okay, let's get ready to rumble. An amazing Cali killed multiple of them while fighting escaped abnormalities, and then went on to kill an Arbiter, which is the head of the Head's troops. Yeah, that's quite the rap sheet. Welcome to the Thunderdome. Many will enter, only one will leave. The Arbor's Defense Cali also died. Well, you know, mutually assured destruction, though. Not bad. Okay, and we are after at the 2-hour mark, so whether I succeed or not, this will be my final attempt for today. So, bear in mind. Better or worse is the end of the stream. Okay. More work sessions. Leave it to me that believes in you or something. Yeah, do we know where it spawns? Probably not. It doesn't say. Whenever I want it to. Wherever it wants to. So true. Okay, this one I need to be very careful not to send any of my good troops to trigger it. I'm gonna start this and just gonna immediately totally party wipe. I just know it. Okay. So it primarily does red attack, or red damage until its final ability where it does pale damage. So we'll red bullet. I'd only shield from like one of its attacks, but that's better than nothing. And then we'll send one of our rank 3 employees, if any of them are still alive. Most of them are dead. Here, Nicholas, how's your stats? Not amazing. Good work, one said. Alright, let's probably slow them down. Yeah, it's worth a try at least. See what happens. I'm so bad at microing in this game. Objectives survive. Yep. All the way down there. Okay. Well. Let's see how that does. While I get everyone into position. Doing a fair bit of damage to it. Is it glitched? I'm sure it's got multiple phases. Oh. Okay, they're still gonna target me though. That's a problem. So some of you are gonna die, but maybe I can spread you out so that only a handful of you get caught. As long as some of you don't die. Yeah. Okay, a bunch of people just died, but not everyone. And where to go? Did we get it? No. Cool. That's right, we would have got a message if we got it. No, 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 no. And of course, Smiling Bodies is here. Where'd he go? Only mid movement, I guess that makes sense. Alright, we got him. 35% survival rate. 10 dead, 1 dead, 22 dead, 1 panicked. First try. I do think he glitched out there with the rabbits. So, you know, that probably wasn't a fair fight, but I'll take it. I'll take it. I was not actively using cheat mods. 33 dead, 18 remaining. Day 47 is hard. Oh, I believe it. Alright, subsequent day, it's the different layers effects plus that. Yep. So we're gonna get very, very used to fighting the fixers, is what I'm hearing. I still have unlimited re-extract on. I think that's fair at this point. Ernest and Grey Arbiter, you can just beat them to finish the day. That's not too bad then. Those two. I can just death ball. What am I saying? Grey Arbiter was really hard. I had to cheat on that one. And we will not be doing Melting Love or White Knight. Have we gotten all of them? Are we not missing any? I also have Hakma, yeah. Yeah! That one was annoying. 7 VTube Studio is a bullet hell game? That's weird. Are they doing like an April Fool's joke or something? Just as effect stops her Q meltdown when she appears. That's not bad then, at least. Yeah, those two simultaneously, you're just dead. Little floaty characters shooting bullets and KSP heads. Huh. How about Don't Touch Me? One that we don't have to interact with at all in any way. Sounds good to me. Yeah, Fragment's also pretty easy. Crumbling Armor's not bad. The room is melting. That's fun. Breaking through the distortion. That would make the game impossible, yeah. Can you imagine? You decided to move forward, I see. Your body and mind are still incomplete, and yet you limp forward. I must wonder where that confidence of yours comes from. Anyway, you must have some questions, no? One such question may be, who is this old man? He was such a familiar voice and face. You cannot face yourself. Think of me as a mirror of you. A shattered mirror, to be precise, scattered to several shards. This old man is one of the pieces of that mirror. The name is Abel. As in A-bull? Filled with rage and obstinacy. Obstinacy? Yeah. Waiting to be miserably forgotten, as you can see. I, just like you, decided to proceed, but nothing changed to my surprise. I had trouble sleeping, and the rare nights in which I could sleep were riddled with nightmares. We are the first humans, or human, to find a way to access the well of humanity. It'll be like Abel because he's the last friendly face you'll meet before day 50, I can imagine. Makes sense. It has existed since the beginning of time, but now it lies forgotten and denied. Today there are only a few who can feel it. It's a handful of people, only faintly sensing its presence. But Carmen was completely sure of its existence, and tried to persuade us of it. Its existence were proven, that would mean we were able to reach the well. She believed that the cure to the world's disease was related to this well. Research we conducted, taken from where Carmen had left us, was successful. We found a method to siphon from the primordial sea which had every possibility of humanity, past, present, and future. If everyone had a bucket of their own, they would be able to draw from their own water from this individual well. It's fascinating. We even had arrogant thoughts in secret. We thought we could rekindle the long-forgotten flame in the water of life. However, the path we walked was not different from that of Prometheus. What have we accomplished after all of this? We lost much more than we gained, did we not? You haven't witnessed it. The way your old friend Benjamin met his demise. He was one of the few who could tolerate your ill-temperedness. You did not care to witness his final moments. Fortunately, we have a recording of it. As with every little thing that has happened in this facility, would you like to give it a listen? The third and final truth. Now that is something you must learn. I understand that the truth hurts. It's hard for me as well. It feels like building up a sandcastle for years, only to kick it over once it's done. Doing something like that is beyond agony, to deny the efforts of the past. But I want to make things right, no matter the cost. The final truth is that you are about to begin the repetition of this infinite cycle, with your memories reset, oblivious to everything that has transpired. Leave with me before you can no longer undo what you've set in motion. That's what you wanted to say. I'm sorry that we have to meet again like this. It did not take very long to find out where you were hiding. I thought I should have given you some time to say goodbye, since this will be the last chance you have to say such a thing to the one you look up to. Angela. I feel as though I became the tragic damsel in distress of a play whenever you speak my name. It may sound like an excuse, but please know this. I am not doing this out of personal feelings or malice. My every action is set by his first order. The absolute order that dictates us not to deviate from the script. Are you really okay with going through with this? I know you well, and not just because I'm one of the people who created you. I know you're different from other machines. There is another fact I knew from the start. I should just start a stream if you need a raid target for a bit. Not noted. Yes, we'll absolutely do that. You're too valuable to be hiding in such a shabby corner like this. Our conversation is being recorded, and furthermore, I have no obligation whatsoever to answer your questions. Don't be afraid, Benjamin. Everyone you missed and long to see again is waiting for you. Shall be with them forever, because you are the last actor, the one who will lead this play to its finale. Bitter, no? Benjamin hid here quite a long time ago. When the TT2 protocol activated, a brief moment became an eternity and overwhelmed him. I assume he tried to run away with us. However, as you already know, he failed. Perhaps you feel no guilt for him, for you gave him another life? Think whatever you wish. Find solace in your mind, or else you will not endure this place. The brain is one of the vital organs of the human body. Tens of billions of neurons stretch like the branches of trees and form a great forest. This forest, as long as the original exists, can be replanted. Those who perished were awoken in metal bodies. It was your plan, and you couldn't do it alone. However, I've already seen the world ahead of you. The time you have yet to see. Nothing changes. Benjamin, your friends, the employees, their sacrifices were pointless. You've seen how they met their end. You realized how innocent, talented souls of young persons were trapped into machines by your hands, haven't you? We have failed them. The world has forgotten us. It will pay for their sacrifices. Do you know what we've forgotten? I wasn't perfect, manager. I was always biting off more than I could chew. I wasn't being realistic. At the same time, it's such a sad place. So I refused to think that I couldn't do something. But you saw me. You saw how this obsession and pressure to blindly move forward eventually ate me away. In the end, what was important was for me to stand with my own two legs. To be aware of where I am and where I should go next. Then it naturally rises up. The will inside me. The will to stand up straight. Even if you stand upright, around you is nothing but despair. You may act noble, but you were sailing through the Dead Sea inside you. Emotional thoughts only depressed us. It didn't help us in the slightest. We needed to become more rational, more cold-hearted. The rationality built upon falsehood crumbled me, you, and all of us. We have walked too far to tell such melancholic stories. Without relying on emotion wouldn't help a thing. However, it became clear that to accept sadness was just as important. False rationality we held and clung to only made our hearts rot. Like how we're getting this moment of everyone, lending us their strength. But in such a morbid way. It is hard to accept at first. You'll feel like you'd crumble in. It'll get better, I'm sure of it. Rationality to maintain discretion. It's too late to settle down our hearts, I'm afraid. Your mind is already empty, and has lost any purpose to move forward. I can hear the murmurs of those I've lost in my ears whenever I shut my eyes. They batter me with the question, do you really think you will become a better man? I couldn't say anything to refute what they were saying. Do you think you'll be any different? I see, manager, you shouldn't look towards the past at times like this. I know my wrongdoings can't be forgiven, no matter what I do. I guess that's why I was so ahead of myself. But from now on, I won't be. I will become a better person if I continue. Let's live with such a hope in mind, shall we? Hope to be a better person. What good does all this do you? How many times must I say this? You have nothing left. No matter how much you try to control your emotions and calm your mind, you've already been losing your reason to live ever since Carmen left us. Why are you so obsessed with a life that has no more meaning? Look at me. Look at how I am continuing this pointless life, awaiting death. If you ask me for a reason to keep on living this life full of pain, I have to say, I don't have a good answer yet. You woke me up. I guess it's my job to take care of whatever comes to me next. I chose to be a bit more fearless. It took me a lot of courage to do so. To continue onward with my life in spite of everything. Just live your life for once, man. Hell, even I made it this far. What makes you think you can't? The fearlessness to keep on living. Deliberating for a long time. None of the paths we had thought to be the right answer were correct. How can I not let you pass when you answered our doubts with such confidence and clarity? Ah, you, nameless one. To be nameless is a great blessing. A name is a stigma, a constant reminder that one walks the wrong path. The door you'll face after leaving this office can be named a trial. It may also be referred to as an ordeal or an agony. You appear to possess the strength and will to overcome such adversity, however. Have strength to choose a different path, a different future, a different answer. I shall witness your strength. I hope you can finally prove yourself to this doubtful old man. Can't you hear my voice anymore? Please, answer me. Okay. No, streamer, your mic is muted. No, I don't think it is. Okay, well, we are not moving on to the next day right away. I am out of time. But we will, I guess, attempt the next day next week, hopefully. Not next week, not next week. I got another stream planned for next week. 2 weeks then. And we'll hopefully be doing Sonic tomorrow as well. Let's look at it. Meltdown level 6, immediate energy quota. Yep, okay. Everything's all distorted now. Fun. Always open. Remember, I have to deal with the core suppressions? We'll find out. And I don't see anything different currently. This weird transparent effect. Alright, the randomized work types. Holograms of the trees from the suppressions. That makes sense. What was their deal? Something about the people being weaker or something? Stats increasing or stats decreasing? Is that someone else? All 4 of the meltdowns, that's right. That's per layer. Yep, cool, cool, cool. I like the music. Day 48, we will try that later. Make a backup. Last backup was last month. There we go. Exterior employees weak reach level. Mako scrambles work orders. Yes, that puts your game in 10p. That's right. I hate that freaking overlay. It's so annoying. Alright. Let's wrap it up. Go rate Oshu. They are playing Yuppie Psycho. I think I've heard of this, but I don't think I've seen any gameplay of it. There you go. Thanks for being here, Yahazu. And Oshu's already gone, but thanks for being here, Oshu and Sugi and Lurker and Bong Bong. Anyone else who's lurking, I appreciate all of you. Thank you for stopping by. I heard it because DM really liked it. That sounds right. Thanks for the follow, Bong Bong. I will be continuing this playthrough in 2 weeks. In the meantime, I've got a Sonic Marathon I'm continuing tomorrow. We're playing through Sonic Frontiers. And I have a collab next weekend at some point. Sorting out which day that's happening on still. So yeah, look forward to that. But either way, I'll see some of you tomorrow, hopefully. Otherwise, I'll see you when I see you. Have a great rest of your weekend. Let's go say hi to Ushu.